Hello, and welcome to Freedom with Marketing. I'm Sam, the founder of Freedom with Marketing, and welcome to the life, leadership, and business lessons from playlist. In this playlist, I'm going to share with you some failures I've had, some lessons I've had from my experience both in life, business, following my passion of running and ultra running, and I want to share the stories, my experiences, and then tell you ways that you can learn from my mistakes. So in this video, I want to share with you a little bit about my own passion for ultra running, why I found myself addicted to the sport, despite not exactly having the physique of a runner, and despite not having a chance in a million years of ever finishing in a top place, but the reasons why I do it, and hopefully you can relate to some of these underlying reasons behind doing it, and then I'll share with you how you can apply that to your life, your business and leadership and everything else. So to start off with, I've been running for probably 10 years. My very first run was a marathon, and at the time, back in 2017, when I was training for my very first marathon, the Manchester Marathon in England, I just could not comprehend being able to go out and cover the distance of 42 kilometers in one go. It just blew my mind. And so I set myself a goal of wanting to complete it. I kind of viewed the goal at the time as being impossible. I wasn't sure that I could do it myself. And so I went out. I did a lot of running, a lot more running than I usually did. I had no training plan whatsoever. I just ran when I felt like it. I did a lot of walking at the time, because at the time my wife and I were on an adventure traveling across Europe, so I used to focus on trying to get as many kilometers as I could by walking when we were traveling. And showed up to the race, finished it in pretty good time, I think, for my very first run. The first half I ran, the second half I was walking, and the last 2 hours was a complete and utter death march. All kind of problems that went wrong. And then it took me a week to recover physically from it, and then I started to think, what's next? And then I signed up for another marathon a few months later. I did the same, haphazard training plan, ran when I wanted to and participated in it, and in the next one I did a little better. Fast forward, and I continued to do this over time until I read a book by Dean Karnazes, I think is how you pronounce his name, and I forgot the name of the book, but it was something like, I've forgotten now, it was sort of like stories from an all-night runner, or something along the lines. And basically he's someone that was into ultra running and shared his stories of doing longer and longer runs and whatnot. And that kind of resonated with me. And so I wanted to do an ultra marathon. For the definition of an ultra marathon is anything further than a marathon. And so at the earliest opportunity, I did. There was a little low-key local marathon on where there was only about 40 participants, to where my family's home is in England. And it was just on a little circuit where you do loops. And I went out with the intention that today I want to cover more than 50 kilometers. And so I did, without too many problems. And that's kind of where the addiction to it all started. Now, it took me a long time to realize the reasons why I became addicted to it. And this is the lesson that I want to share with you today. And the reason for me is that I like to set myself goals. In particular, I like to set myself goals which right now I would consider to be impossible, or a very low probability that I'd actually have a chance to achieve them, and then go out and do them. I like the process of setting goals. I like the process of working towards the goals, and I like even more the process of reflecting back and seeing tangible, objective and consistent progress from where you were a month ago, 6 months ago, 12 months ago, to where you are now. And that is basically a huge part of my personality and who I am. This applies in my own business of how I want to grow and to hit my own personal goals in the company, financial goals in the company, and to achieve what my mission and vision are in the company. It applies to me in my personal life with my family, my marriage and relationship with my wife, my child and how I interact with him and want to give him the best education possible. And it applies in my when I follow my passions such as running, and it is always that process of setting big lofty goals and then going out and moving closer to these goals each day. And when you do, you start to feel progress. And when you start to feel progress, you start to feel like you're having wins every day. Like today, for example, after I've done these videos, I'm going out and I have a pretty hard workout in order to reassess my fitness compared to where I was in the last training block. If I see a little bit of progress where I go a little bit further than last time in this set amount of time, I'm going to reflect back at the last training block I went through for 3-4 months of training and objectively say, I have made this amount of progress. It's a win. When you start to experience these wins on a daily basis, it gives you confidence. It gives you confidence to do all different things in your life. It gives you the confidence to start new ventures, to step into the unknown, being afraid of doing something new and actually looking at the goal and thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I can do that. You can do it, but I might not be able to do it. When you have this confidence, this internal intrinsic confidence, you start to believe in yourself. You start to acknowledge the limiting beliefs for what they are. They are limiting beliefs. They are emotions. They are things that you tell yourself that is not based on truth or fact. Whereas if you continuously move towards a goal and you continuously make progress, you have so much evidence as proof that you can actually do something, that you can actually achieve goals which you would consider impossible or way out of your reach today. That this slow progress towards it each day will give you the confidence and that you will eventually achieve it. That's my own personal story on why I like ultra running and why I'm hopefully going to have longevity in the sport, and why I'm more than happy to go and run for 10 to 12 hours per week as part of training, simply because I love it and I like to see the progress on a day-to-day basis. Now, I'm not telling you that you need to go and start running in order to do this. The takeaway lesson here is that you need to set yourself a goal that is slightly out of your reach, and you need to come up with a plan on how you can achieve it. And you need to make slow progress towards that goal on a day-to-day basis. And you need to continuously review your progress so that you can continuously experience the wins that you have on a day-to-day basis, which gives you more motivation to go harder tomorrow, to try harder tomorrow, to get more done tomorrow. This motivation then compounds and compounds and compounds, and before you know it, you will achieve bigger goals than you thought possible. Before I finish this video, I would like to leave you with a book recommendation by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Dr. Benjamin Hardy. The book is titled Gap versus the Gain, and the whole premise of the book is that if you set yourself a lofty goal and you continuously project into the future, you are comparing yourself now to your future self. You are comparing forward. You are always looking, thinking, I could be here, yet I'm here. I have so much far to go. Whereas if you compare backwards, if you were to articulate your goals today, and you were to look back and write down 3 wins that you have every single day towards moving towards your goal, and then you review this list every week, every fortnight, every month, you will constantly see progress towards it. And this is how you get what Dan Sullivan calls your winning streak. And when you have a winning streak and you experience wins every day, this is where you get the momentum and the compounding starts to kick in, and this consistency will make it much more likely that you will achieve your goals. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and found it valuable. I'll see you in the next video.